Welcome back to Insight. Hi, I'm Hammer, and with me now is Riley Miller of Stepping Up Physical Therapy, and today we are talking about sciatica. Welcome, Riley.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
When I looked down and saw we were going to talk about sciatica, that was something that put me on the sideline for some time. So let's talk about sciatica. Let's talk about where it starts and where it radiates and why we get it.
Sure. So true sciatica is an inflammation of the sciatic nerve. Now, the sciatic nerve comes from about these 5 areas here, L4 to S3, kind of comes through, bunches together, and then passes through the backside of our leg all the way down to our toes and in different areas.
Is that why we feel radiation down that way?
Yep. A lot of times, if you get an irritated nerve, you'll typically feel it kind of go the whole way of the length of the nerve. Now, that's true sciatica, but not everyone is actually experiencing true sciatica that has pain go down the leg. And that's what I kind of want to put an interesting spin on today, to give people options for when they're having that pain travel down the leg.
So they know a little bit about what it is. It's just not all falls under sciatica,
Correct,
right?
correct.
Okay, tell us.
Yeah, there's such a fear. It's a very common diagnosis. It really is. It's kind of a catch-all, just to put a good name to it and give people an understanding. Now, when you look online, you'll see all kinds of different ways to treat it. True treatment of sciatica is going to be putting that nerve on stretch, moving it back and forth, kind of like when you're pulling a hose around the corner of a building. It can sometimes get caught. You got to flip it. You got to walk around and then move it. Just like that with the nerve, we want to do the same way. We're not just tensioning it. We want to help it move. But not everyone is experiencing that. Sometimes we're experiencing what are called trigger points in the hips. So let's just take a look at this, for example. In our glute muscles, we've got our gluteus maximus, medius, minimus, all of those. If there's little knots in there, it kind of hurts when you poke on it. When you poke on it, it sends pain down the leg. Really commonly, that can be a huge issue for people, and it can feel like it's right in that lower back. You can feel like it stays in the backside of the leg. And so when people hear I have sciatica, or I'm told by either my family I have sciatica, I'm told by my friends I've got sciatica.
Diagnosed by family and friends.
I read online somewhere that I have sciatica. We just kind of give up, and people think there's nothing I can do, it'll just get better on its own. But that's not always the case. So that's what I'm excited to be here for.
And so it's all about is getting that manipulation to be able to reach those muscles. Is that what you're trying to do? I mean, in the one that we just spoke about, that's not true sciatica.
Sure.
Is that what you try to do? Is release those or something?
Yeah, sometimes. Everyone is going to present differently, and that's why it's hard to just find a catch-all thing on the internet to treat everyone. So when you come in for a therapy appointment, we're going to be checking that. We're going to see if it's a strength issue, if the muscles are tight, if we've got those little knots inside those muscles that we need to work on. But then, yeah, if we find those knots and we start working through them and you feel that pain going down, we can either massage it, we can stretch it out, we can keep building the strength if it's a little weak. But we also have a treatment intervention at Stepping Up called therapeutic dry needling.
And I was looking at that, trying to, I think it's probably has something to do with a needle. So is it like acupuncture kind of stuff?
It's a great question. A lot of people will feel like that's what we're trying to do, but we're not. Acupuncture has a very different base model for why they're doing it for different reasons. With therapeutic dry needling is we are taking a very thin monofilament needle, we're putting it inside a dysfunctional muscle, kind of an extension of our fingers, but now with that needle, we can actually get inside the muscle. So we can create that change, we can release that knot quite a bit easier and a lot less painfully.
So is it just the pin being there or needle being there, or is there a charge or something?
No charge, no medication. It's a very dry needle. The science of it came from cortisone injections and looking at the comparison between cortisone versus saline and then cortisone versus nothing. And we eventually took that needle size down substantially, so now we can use acupuncture needles and get the same kind of effect in different scenarios as a cortisone injection in muscles.
So Riley, if somebody is experiencing these problems, okay, they're listening right now, they can call you directly at Stepping Up, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
They can go to you guys directly. Maybe they've spoke to a doctor before. They can come directly to you, and they can be evaluated and then hopefully start some treatment.
Exactly. In Indiana, we have what's called direct access, where anyone can come directly to your physical therapist. You can get an evaluation. They can screen to make sure you are safe to begin therapy, and then they can better diagnose you to begin that treatment process. Saves resources and time.
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. If you would like to check out Stepping Up Physical Therapy, you can head to their website or call 260-497-7191. You can also go to one of their 5 locations currently on your screen.